Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the following is another exciting episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have
Hey.
the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about Mary Jane, money, or Popeye spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He is Rob Bass, and you are not. In the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana. Now they love him in Japan. No cap, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our
Hey.
special guest tonight is a man who is East Bay Pros 2020 Men's Superstar of the Year. He is the self-revolutionary. Coming from good old NorCal, we have Serza with us right now. Serza, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, brother. How about you?
I'm just here right now, vibing in North Carolina. I just came off a
Okay.
4-hour bus ride, so I'm just chilling right now.
Wait, where you coming from that took 4 hours?
No, I went from Jacksonville to Raleigh.
Okay.
I'm chilling in Raleigh right now for the weekend. I had to get out of Jacksonville, North Carolina for a bit. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man,
Woo.
yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine, right? Well, not even just imagine. Been through the just traveling, so.
Well, 4 hours isn't that bad. I've been on longer. Like I've been on a 12-hour bus ride from North Carolina to New York. That was crazy. That was overnight. So yeah.
Making sure that I can hear properly because like the intensity of the earphones itself. Let me just put you to my laptop speaker.
Okay.
All right, hello. Yep.
Yes, I gotta say, man. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
I just gotta say though, like really and truly, we appreciate you actually agreeing to come on our show. We saw you. We saw that you actually held you recently won some tag team titles with one of our past guests, Midas Creed. So we were like, we know Midas. Who's the other guy? We're very curious like that. If we see like one of our guests with another tag team with that has a new tag team partner, we're like, what's that guy's story? We want to know what that guy's story is. So I know where we do it. We do it with everybody else. We did it with this guy, Gino Rivera. You probably met him, Gino Rivera.
Yeah, I met him.
And then we were like, wait, who's this Danny Rivera? And then lo and behold, he would end up becoming Danny Limelight. And then of course Danny had a tag team partner named Papa Wesco. So we got, curious about him as well too. So we do stuff like that, Recently we last year we had they had New Jack, the Life and Crimes of New Jack. So we were thinking, okay, what about the Life and Crimes of Mustafa Said? I mean, what was he, chopped liver?
Yeah.
And we had an episode with him on here too. So yeah.
Hey, thank you for having me too.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Yeah, I just saw your match against D Rose, and man, you showed that guy that you're not no slouch, man.
Oh no.
That match was a banger.
Thank you. That's my brother right there.
Yeah.
For sure, it's nothing but love.
I just gotta ask though, my first question, and I always ask every wrestler, or even like a manager or ring announcer, this question: what was the match or the pay-per-view or the event that made you become a fan of professional wrestling?
Well, the very first match I ever really got invested into, because I was even initially a fan of wrestling, like as a little kid, and then I watched the Monday Night Raw with Shawn Michaels versus Rated RKO in the handicap match.
Okay.
And like I didn't even know who Triple H was. He was out at the time. And then just seeing him go against two dudes I didn't even know who Shawn Michaels was, didn't know Randy Orton, didn't know Edge. And I just found myself extremely hating the two people who's jumping Shawn Michaels, and then Shawn Michaels just coming out on top, and like just the pre-promo films of like them showing how much destruction they was doing, and like just that match alone, like Shawn Michaels was bloody. The concerto showed how many times they concertoed people, and then I'm like, oh, that's dangerous. And then Shawn Michaels just being able to overcome the odds. And then right after seeing that, because that was in the third hour, not even the third hour, this one Raw was 2 hours. Like just after seeing that as the main event, and then I just started tuning into Monday Night Raw every single week. And I didn't even know there was SmackDown. And then when I found out there was another branch of SmackDown, I was like, ooh, let me get into that. And just from then on, I just became a huge like WWE wrestling fan.
Okay. That's normally how it starts. It just takes that one match to get you, interested.
Yeah.
And the hook. For me, it was well, I go way back. I'm talking like back in the early '90s. For me, it was Hogan and Brutus Beefcake versus Macho King and Zeus. Rob, what was the match for you that got you hooked, man?
Man, I'm old school. Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, man. Like my earliest memories, George the Animal Steel selling me those WWE ice cream bars. You know what I mean? So I remember that. That feud with George the Animal Steel and Macho Man, that really got me. That got me into it. You know what I mean? I like that.
So y'all go way, way back. I feel it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm an old man. Don't let the baby face fool you.
Yeah, you looking young, brother. Yeah, both of you too.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, Rob is actually a second generation fan. His dad, I think his mom used to watch it as well too. So he grew up with it as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So
like just my cousins always used to watch it, and then like for me as a kid, like I put it in the category of sports. I was never a big sports fan because I just wanted to watch my cartoons. And so if it was interfering with my cartoons and me watching that, I didn't want it on the TV. And so that was wrestling, that was football, basketball. Still not a huge fan of those, but like wrestling come around to me.
Yeah, I was the same way too. Like before wrestling, I was all about my cartoons and that's it. I wasn't really a sports guy. Still not that big of a. I mean, I watch basketball, football on and off. I mean, I watch a whole season of football, but I'll definitely watch the Super Bowl. Yeah. Watch one or two basketball games, but wrestling is the biggest thing that I follow up with as well.
Yeah, sure.
So now that you're, I was gonna say now that you became a fan of professional wrestling, what was how did your journey go from being a fan to now being a professional wrestler?
So because like I just like most kids will have the ideology of like being such a huge wrestling fan that someday you will become a champion in your own right. And like, of course, I was that kid too. Then, like when I got into high school, I actually became an actor, and like my whole dream of like actually being a wrestler kind of quieted down. And just from that time period, I spent 8 years acting. And I see my homie who I used to talk about wrestling with all the time in high school. His name Darnell TKO. And he's also training to be a wrestler too. I seen him in the ring one day, just on video of him doing a springboard, a corkscrew springboard, and then I was like, "Wait, hold on, how did he?" and I didn't even know about the independent wrestling scene in Cali. So I hit him up. I'm like, hey, how did you get training? Like, what schools out there that allow you to wrestle? And then he just told me East Bay Pro Wrestling. And then I was like, okay, let me like, how do I sign up, or like how do I get involved? And then he just said, come to a show, talk to the owner, and just go from there. So I came to a show in March of 2018, met up with Maynard Skinner, and then I told him that, hey, I would like to do this. June, just give me till June. I'll be here with the money in hand, and I'll be in that ring. June of 2018. I had the money in my hand, and I was ready to get in that ring.
Awesome.
And so their own, like, even from the first bump, like, I bumped my head, like I almost caught a concussion on the very first bump, but like, it just the feeling of actually being inside the ring, because I never stepped inside the ring before that point, and like the very first step was like, okay, it's like the actual symbol of taking the first step to what you really love and what you really want to do. And so that's where that transition like really stuck.
So how did your first match go?
My first match, my very first official match on the actual show was against War Pig Jody, and that match was so fun. It was on 4th of July, I believe it was. No. It was like in June, and like it was just pure fun, like just being able to work as a bad guy, because I'm a generally like very chill. Lots of people would say nice and whatnot, but like just to work as a heel and just being able to like not focus on just moves, because he stressed the importance of like just slow down and work on the little things. And so like since his gimmick is the War Pig, and we were selling grilled hot dogs that day, hot dogs. So what I did, I slid him, I posted up his knee, went to the snack bar, and then I grabbed the hot dog. I was like, oh, look at this, your family, and just ate it. And then I was about to finish the hot dog in the middle of the match. I didn't want to blow myself up. So I was like, the rest of your family's trash, and just a huge pop. And that was my first huge pop too. And it just felt good. It was like, okay, like it's a moment of learning too. And that's the thing that I always wanted to carry too, is just having those moments of learning of what gets the crowd to tick, what moves them. And like that first match was a great experience. I always thank War Pig Jody for just that match and his time too.
Yeah, I gotta say, y'all over in California, y'all got some very bright wrestling personalities. It's like y'all's like gimmicks, but not, well, I don't want to call it gimmicks, but the characters that y'all portray are so, I guess you could say, like, for lack of a better term, bright. It would not surprise me if Vince McMahon started raiding Northern California. I was like, I want this person. I want this person. I want that person. You guys even have a girl, you know her, Jordan Blue.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I keep saying this girl looks just like Carmella.
I
kid you. You see it. I know you see it.
I never thought of that, but
I know you see it.
Yo, I never thought of that, but yeah, I do see it. I just seen her yesterday at training, so yeah. God.
Yeah. Yeah, she has the whole like she has like I think she comes out with like a boa constrictor or a python.
Oh yeah, the snake. Yeah, I ain't touching that.
Yeah, Yeah. I think she said something about that she worked for WWE as an extra, and apparently they couldn't talk to the main roster people, but some of the main roster people talked to them,
Yeah.
and she said Carmella was close by, but Carmella didn't talk to her. But I hope it's not like, I hope it's not because of snobbery, you know. I hope it was probably because of like, because that'd be very interesting. That'd be a good little angle if they were to bring her in for like a little thing. Yeah,
Oh man.
bring her in for like a little like as a super fan of Carmella, and she's like an impersonator or something like that. Or that'd be pretty neat.
Hey, that would be a dope angle. I can't lie.
That's right.
I just want all my people to succeed over at East Bay Pro and just the NorCal scene in general.
Yeah, I like seeing when people like, especially when they come on this show, like Red Velvet. We had Red Velvet on our first season, and I was like, my face was like this. I was like, my coworker was like, Remy, what's going on? And I was like, I was pointing to my screen, and she's like, and then what? Tell them. I'm like, I just had this. They didn't understand because they didn't watch pro wrestling. I was like, I just had this girl on my show. This is Red
Ha!
Velvet. I just had this girl like a couple years ago. Yeah.
It'd be
And
crazy.
but yeah, I'm glad that she got signed. We had AQA. I don't know if you know what AQA is, but we had her on here and Cameron Bernay. And I'm hoping that Danny Limelight's the next one I see, that Danny Limelight's all elite. You know, like yeah, because he and I, we have a similar back in a way. We kind of have like a kind of similar background. He's a Marine. I'm a sailor. I'm in the U.S. Navy right now.
Okay.
Uh, he actually is a veteran, so we work with Marines a lot. So I mean, I definitely don't, I definitely don't mind. I love to see, you know, a fellow brother in arms, you know, make it as well too.
Yeah.
But yeah, but so East Bay Pro Wrestling, you guys have been, I've been hearing a lot about you guys, and you guys are doing great things over there.
Thank
And
you.
you've also been in the you were also in this year's Lions Cup tournament by
Yeah, the
Gold
young
Wrestling.
stuff, yeah.
How'd that go for you? How's that going for you? Did it pass already or?
Yeah, it passed in December. Yeah. Or when did we release? We filmed it in December. We released it in January. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Young Lions Cup, um, for me, like personally, like, cause when I was doing the match, I wasn't too like up on it, but then like when I rewatched the match back, I was like, okay, yeah, like it's more better than what I thought. But like if I'm if I'm able to have the opportunity to go into next year's Young Lions Cup, it's definitely going to be a time of just Serza time to shine, you know.
Right.
And, like I'm not just going to let that one like just go by and like make the most of the time that is just afforded to me. So, like that's just the mood that I'm in, like just for overall all aspects of my wrestling career right now. Just make the most of each time that you step in that ring.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, the Young Lions Cup, like it was fun. Also, just getting to see the group of just Northern California. Not even just Northern California, because Vinny Wasco was up there too. So like just being able to get the Cali scene just together and just seeing everyone like it's just a bunch of young guys. And
Yeah.
so like it's just amazing to see people go out there and do what they love to do and like just living their dream, living their passion. Because like that's the atmosphere that I want to be around. People who loves to do what they do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta say, I looked at that because the Young Lions Cup, which is I believe by Gold Rush Pro Wrestling, that's been
Yeah.
going on for a couple of years now, and I have a gut feeling that that's gonna be the go that I'm gonna say the Gold Rush tour. I have a gut feeling that the Young Lions Cup tournament that y'all have over in California is gonna be what the Super 8 tournament is to the East Coast. I got a good feeling about that. I don't know if you know what a Super 8 tournament is. I know, Rob, I know you know about it. You know, ECWA is not too far from you.
Yeah.
But that tournament has given us a lot of very popular people. The New Days, Xavier Woods actually came from that tournament, and so did Tommaso Ciampa. So I got a gut feeling that Lions Cup tournament, we're gonna see some of wrestling's finest.
Yeah,
From that
sure.
soon.
Because like the Gold Rush tournament already has like the people who's competed in it, like Chris Bay, I'm forgetting other names too. I'm trying to think years back before, because like still the indie scene, even though I'm in it, like there's still so much knowledge that I need to consume too.
Right.
And so, like I'm still very much like big on mainstream, but starting to like try to cut back on that and actually observe more of what's going on in the surroundings. But yeah, I can only think of Chris Bay right now, but there was some other names too that's like even current. Oh, Jake Atlas, he was on. Yeah,
He's from there.
Yeah, he was part of the Young Lions Cup before.
Okay, I'm gonna let me retract that statement that I made, and I'm gonna edit it.
Okay.
The Young Lions Cup tournament is to the West Coast what the Super 8 tournament is to the East Coast.
Yeah.
And they are giving
right.
some of wrestling's best right now.
Hey,
You got Chris Day and Jake Atlas already? Man.
Yeah. There's some other names that competed, but I really just can't think of them right now. Like, cause I usually just talk with my group, and then like when the Young Lions Cup came around this time around, then they were just speaking of all the names that's either in AEW or WWE, and I was like, oh snap, I had no idea. Like, because I didn't really go back to watch the other Young Lions Cups. I only watched the year prior because my homie Alpha Zoe was in it, and also Midas was in a pre-show, and Midas was part of this year's Young Lions Cup.
So we actually had Midas on a couple months ago, not too long ago, like a month or two ago. Really brilliant young man. He baffled me when he told me that he's not even like, and Midas, I mean no disrespect whatsoever. He's not even old enough to buy liquor. And the guy watched WrestleMania 1 up until I think WrestleMania 25. And I was like, wow. I was highly impressed. I was like, dude, you are going to go very far. Because I've never heard a wrestler that was born in the 90s.
Yeah.
Told me, or that
he might have been born in 2000s. He's probably born in the 2000s.
Yeah.
19.
That said, they went all the way back to WrestleMania 1 and watched it. Or they watched like 90s, All Japan, not New Japan, All Japan.
He was just telling me about that too, and he literally gave me a list of things to watch too. I'm like, God damn, he's definitely a brilliant mind. That's my partner right there. It's on site. But yeah, like he gave me that list of like just the 4 pillars of All Japan, and I'm like, damn, like I need to get up on this. I haven't even started watching yet, but I will, Midas. If you watch this, I got you.
Yeah. So how did that? I know we know Midas recently came out of tag team with Chris Blaze.
Yeah.
And now you guys recently won some tag team titles under the tutelage of a Mr. Paul Cavone. I don't know if I got his name correct.
Oh yeah, but, Paul Cavone. Yeah.
How did that tag team come about?
We literally just arrived. We did not know what match we was gonna get, and so the initial thing is because me and him, like we faced each other in the past, So like ever since we faced each other in the past and we trained together, I always tell him it's on site. Like it's just a little fun gimmick rivalry that we just have like within our little back and forth. And we always just yell it's on site with one another every time I see him step into training. And then so we went down to fist combat. We didn't know what matches we was gonna have. But then they just said, okay, we're gonna have you two team up, you two NorCal guys team up, go against the tag team champions. And then we was like, okay, shoot, let's we know each other's move sets. Let's little work time, a little work. And then after that, after we had that match, and then we came up there again, and after the first one, we was like, you know what? All the ideas just started flowing. We should be named so and so, so and so, so and so, and then like it just came to us. It was like it's on site, iOS, you know. And so like they didn't even put it on the poster right now, but the official tag team name is It's On Site.
Okay.
Holly Garvon. And then the second match, we came in, we took those tag team titles, and you know, from SoCal to NoCal, we out here, and let anyone know it's on site.
That's right.
Cool. So you know you're a self-revolutionary, but we've seen revolutionaries have a couple of friends as well. Now Midas Creed apparently he said some. I believe he every now and then he still teams with Chris Blaze. Do you think we'll ever see Chris Blaze, Midas Creed, Serza coming together to pick names, kick ass, all that good stuff, take titles, create their own revolution, or is that like, you know, a bit much?
I mean, Serza don't like to have too much of a big circle.
Okay.
I mean, like, even he was reluctant to team with Midas. And like the story that went into that match was like we didn't even like each other. Everywhere we go when we face each other, we don't even like each other. Like we started to get along, but we'll see how long that lasts. You know, because Serza himself is very much based on like just the ideology of like things need to get done by himself.
Right.
And if he's put in a situation where he's actually got to work as a team, he's going to give his all because he don't want to see himself as a failure, but he can also acknowledge failure too.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see how long Midas and I could get along for right now. I got my eye on him.
Okay. So I guess safe to say you guys are kind of like how Stone Cold and Dude Love were, or how Chris Candido and Lance Storm were, like one of those kind of tags.
Sorry, one more time.
So I guess would it be safe to say you guys are kind of like Stone Cold and Dude Love, or like Chris Candido and Lance Storm? Like you guys hate each other, but you know you just somehow make it work.
Yeah, that's basically what it is right now. Yeah, right now I'm coming to respect him more and more though. But like, well, again, respect only lasts so long before something happens and pisses off Serza. So.
Right. So I just got two more questions before I turn it over to Rob. My second to last question is, you know, Cody Rhodes, you know, Mr. Big AEW guy now. You know, he's doing his thing. We're finally seeing like, you know, his full potential. But when he left WWE many years ago, he had a list of opponents he wanted to fight in the very near future. And then, of course, once he did that, you know, several other wrestlers started posting their lists online and so on. So my question is, who is your top? Who are the top 5 people on your list that you'd want to face in the near future? They could be on the Indies, WWE, AEW, Impact, New Japan. Doesn't really matter.
I know one of the people on my list who I already faced before, but like that match with D-Rogue was so fun. So I have to go with D-Rogue on that list. It's unlikely, but AJ Styles, who is one of the greatest, like to even step in the ring, I would love to have a match with him, but most likely by the time I even get to the top, he there's been a lot of talk of retirement, so we'll see. Titus Alexander, great talent. Because I really think of just whoever I want to, or whoever I step into the ring with. I really want to make the best product with them. But matter of fact, Gino told you so. Gino Rivera.
Okay.
I'll love to go in a match against him. Like I have him as a friend on Facebook, and like just seeing and I also met him in real life at CLW Cactus League. And like great dude, hella cool, but like also just seeing like his character work, and like I feel like the knowledge that he has, I really want to soak that up from him, and like just be able to step in the ring with him and make some magic happen, because I definitely feel like we could definitely tear it down if you really just give us some time to. It just could really tear it down. Is that 3 so far?
Yeah.
4. Okay, 3. Big Juicy.
Ooh, Juicy Finale?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Toko right there. I would really love to face him. We face each other in tag team matches, but never in a singles match. And I'm tired of waiting. Give me Juicy Finale. Yeah, it's all part of the conglomerate. Like we all part of this group, the conglomerate, but there's that love for competition, and Juicy Finale, he's on his way to the top. I see it very clearly. And for a very long time, I've been wanting that match. For 2 years now, still haven't got it. And who's one more? I can't think of the last one right now, but it'll probably come up more toward the end of the interview. I'll keep it on my mind.
Yeah, just let us know. Or if you want, you can actually just DM us on Instagram or Twitter and say, hey, I found the 5th guy.
I got you.
My last question before I turn it over to Rob is in regards to professional wrestling, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Where I see myself in 5 years, whether that be in the dojo for New Japan, it's got to be in a big company. It's got to be somewhere where I have a contract where I am making a good amount of money for myself. So like I don't have no type of like blind loyalty. Like when it comes to the actual wrestling space, it's like wherever the business is good, I'm good with you. So like whether that be WWE, AEW, Impact, New Japan, my goal in these next 5 years, or even shorter, is to be on the radar of one of these companies. So like they want me, that they feel like this is what they need as part of their show. And so in the next 5 years, I should be there.
Awesome. And we definitely hope you get there. We definitely hope so. I like the way wrestling, the landscape has changed in regards to professional wrestling, because now there are more places for people to get some shine, get some exposure. Now, and this is not a bash on WWE. This is not a dig at WWE, because I mean I started with WWE. That's where my fandom started, was with WWE. But they are no longer the end all be all, and that's a good thing. Now you have more places that are opening up. There's more morale. There's people that are saying, oh, WWE said no, let's try AEW. Let's try Impact or Ring of Honor. I mean, Ring of Honor is still putting on shows. Or you got New Japan. New Japan's over in, they have the LA Dojo. And then, of course, even with YouTube. I mean, YouTube has, and Fight TV, there are so many other places where people can get exposure.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful thing. And I'm very, happy for that, because now I could tell you, I've seen so many people that deserved exposure and they still didn't get it.
Yeah.
And now that, with the way things are, it's finally coming to pass. And, really and truly, I hope you definitely do make it to, one of those big companies. And I'll be like, hey, Rob, I did it with Danny Limelight. I was like, hey, yo, Rob. I was like, hey, yo, Rob, are you on YouTube? He's like, nah. I'm like, check out YouTube. Like, look who's wrestling. And he was like, oh, snap, it's Danny Limelight. I'm like, yeah, we just had Danny Limelight on our show. Yeah. So,
it's always crazy to see that. Like, before Karrion Kross went to WWE, like, I'm seeing him as CLW back in December of 2019. And then, like, I believe either the next month or two, he's on NXT. And I'm like, oh, no.
I met Karrion before. I was in Las Vegas for this this conference, and I met him. We took a picture. Really cool guy, really chill guy. And I remember I went to a bar and I was trying to get lunch or whatever. I didn't eat all morning, and he was wondering where the bartender was, and I was like, yeah, they went back there somewhere. They're supposed to come back. Really cool guy, really chill guy. Very glad that he actually made it to it. I'm not worried for NXT. I'm worried about when he goes to that main roster. They're gonna have a heck of a time with that guy.
Yeah.
Because he is no slouch.
Mm-hmm.
He is no slouch. That guy can go, and
yeah, you can.
Only a matter of time. I'm gonna say this right now. If not next year, the year after, eventually he's gonna headline WrestleMania. Mark my words on that.
It's true. The connection going in and out. What was that one more time?
That is, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. I know Rob asked some questions.
Okay.
So Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on, Serza, man? How's everything doing over there on the West Coast? Uh-oh.
I was saying, Rob,
Undertaker.
You can go ahead, man.
All right. Like, as far as the West Coast going, some things bubbling up, So when those things come, it will definitely be out there just to explore via social media. And, like, I'm just very excited for the West Coast and what they got planned.
That's what's up. Yeah, so you're in Northern California, right? You have actual seasons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't like over there, because I hear in LA and San Diego, it's like all year, 75 and sunny, just every day.
I don't even mind that type of weather, because when it drops down like below 50, I'm like, nah, this ain't for me.
That's right.
When it rises above 100, I'm like, oh, nah, this ain't for me.
That's right.
Touch 90, I'm like, nah.
That's right. Yeah, I feel you, man. Over here, it gets like that, and you got that humidity on top, and it's like, oh, man, come on. I walk outside, I'm getting punched in the face, man, by the weather. It's like, man, I'll go from AC to this. Oh,
yeah.
My dogs, man, they hate the heat too, man. They'll be like, oh, man, come on, we just go out and do our business. We going back into AC, man. Like, yeah, we can't be handling this heat. We too spoiled.
I need an AC. I can't lie. When it's summertime.
That's right. So, man, what have you been up to, during this, like, pandemic and stuff, man? You been, catching up on any good shows or anything? Have you seen WandaVision?
I have watched WandaVision. At first, I was shaky on the first two episodes, and then and then it started to pick up. I only stayed because my homie told me, because I did see the little sprinkles in there, but my homie was like, "It's gonna be something big. Just wait, just wait." And then by the third or fourth episode, I was like, "Oh, okay, all right. I feel it." And like, yeah, the ending wasn't too strong. It could have ended on a better note, but everyone had their theories, and I kind of got carried away with those theories too. But shoot, I've been catching up with the DC animated universe.
Oh, yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, the new 52. I just finished the Teen Titans Judas contract. That one so far between Justice League War, Flash Paradox, and Judas contract. Those are my favorite ones so far.
Yeah, that Flash Paradox one. I remember seeing that one. Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah,
I think I remember Justice League Dark, man. That's the one with like Constantine and all them in it, right? Okay, yeah, I seen. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I love that. I love having HBO Max, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? What was that one they did? The Justice League, the Snyder Cut or whatever, man. Did you see that one?
I had to take 2 days for that.
Yeah, man. I actually took a break 2 hours, and I was like, oh man, I gotta stretch. I gotta eat, do something. Then I came back.
Exactly. I ended up watching the theatrical version again just to see the differences, and then like the Snyder Cut, such a huge improvement.
Oh yeah, man. Cyborg was like the heart and soul of that movie, man. They took his part out in that original one. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah, wow. They did him dirty. Ray Fisher was like, just watch.
That's right.
And I'm like, all right. I was very skeptical. I was like, nah. You seen Superman? You seen Batman v Superman? But I did not watch the Ultimate edition of Batman v Superman, so I can't speak to that. But what was released in theaters, it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And so I went into I'll say 3 weeks before the Snyder Cut got released. I was like, nah, it's still gonna be bad, man. A bunch of slow motion, which I was right. It was a bunch of slow motion for almost every scene. But like other than that, like a huge improvement, a lot of so much more backstory. And like there's some flaws, but I accept them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like we got Black Suit Superman, man, when he resurrected like from the comics, man. I was like, all right, I remember seeing that way back, and I was like, we never got that in the one. Yeah, we got it this time.
Yeah. How did you feel about the inclusion? Well, I'm not sure trying to do spoilers on the podcast.
Well, how long's it been out, man?
About a week. Week. How do you feel about a certain inclusion of a character?
Oh, the shape-shifting dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Man, I like to see where they would go with it, man. I thought it was cool, Now I watch Man of Steel, and I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I like that. I did like, man, they kept my part in, man, where Superman woke up, and he was fighting everybody, and the Flash was like, yeah, I'm going to go around behind and get him. And he was going like that, and the Superman is like, who do you think you are, Flash? Like, yo, how can he see me? I was like, oh, yeah, I'm glad they kept that in, man. That was good, man. I was like, all right, I'm glad they kept that part in. No, I love that part.
And, like, that speaks to, like, the scenes that you don't even like in the theatrical cut versus the scenes that was kept in the Snyder's cut because it was part of Snyder's original film. It speaks to the parts that we did like in the film was because of Snyder. And like everything, what was his name? Joss Whedon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, homie, you tried, but like this wasn't it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with it. Yeah, they had completely different end. That the bad guy looked way better. Man, he looked way better than
Oh
the other
yeah,
one, man. What was it? Steppenwolf. That's his name.
Steppenwolf. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, man, okay, yeah, I like that. I like that.
and he had a.
The next one coming up is the Suicide Squad one, I think. Is it
I just
that?
seen that. You
Cena.
can't see. Yeah.
Yeah. But I am getting hyped though for Mortal Kombat, man. Now I'm waiting. No, Kong at the end of the month, and then Mortal Kombat next month. I'm
My
ready for that.
my skepticism kicked in for Kong. Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong. I can't lie, because when it comes to big CGI fights,
Always in the
it's
dark.
tough. It's tough. So we'll see. The last one I liked was Godzilla King of Monsters. That was good. Yeah, like just being able to see all the other kaiju,
Yeah.
and just go at it. So that was fun. But Kong versus Godzilla. We'll see.
Yeah, that's right. I did like the Skull Island Kong, man, where he fought Samuel L. Jackson or whatever, man. That was a good one. I like that one. That was pretty cool.
I missed that one.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson was like, I'm going to fight Kong. I don't give a damn. He's all dropping. I was like, all right, Sam. All right, that's good.
That's a bold dude right there.
That's right. So, yeah, all right. So, switch gears to some little bit of wrestling, man. Like you were talking about your first match, man, against what was it, War Pig Jody? When you were talking about that match was literally on. I was watching it right there, and I'm like, if I wouldn't have known that was your first match unless you told me, man, because I was like, really? I was like, man, you were doing, man, you were doing fine on there, man. Y'all were kicking ass, man. I thought you had him when you called him with that knee at the end of the match, man. It was like, wow. I was like, oh. You got him. And then I was like, oh, no. I was trying not to be like, get all hyped, like, oh, damn,
Yeah. Oh, man, it's such a fun time. I miss War Pig.
So, man, do you, what's up with the mask, man? Was that just the one time you wore the mask for that match, man? Or do you still wear it? Because that was pretty badass, man. I like that. And I like your coat, man. Your coat's awesome. It's like battle armor.
Behind the mask, I stopped wearing it after I won the East Bay Pro trophy, the Mr. East Bay Pro trophy, because I saw it as a representation because my initial name was Serza Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went from Serza Franklin to just Serza. And that Franklin part, the thing that I attached to that was the mask. And so that was supposed to be a part of like just my character's mentality of like, I want to kill off Franklin, and this mask is like the representation of that. So I would always wear that to my interest. But once I won the Mr. East Bay Pro trophy, I was like, that last bit of hope or like light that was within Serza, like that's Franklin. We're getting rid of that. And so yeah, that's that was the end of that. But I am working on something new as far as a mask, and I can't wait to see it come to fruition.
That's right. I know it's gonna be badass, man. Cause man, I gotta ask you with man, you had these matches, man, steel cage matches, pole matches, and stuff, man. It's like a blood death feud with like Cliff Hendricks, man. Like, what happened between y'all, man? Did somebody step on someone's shoe, or like somebody spit in somebody's mama, or say something like that, man? Y'all were going at it, like, you were like, it was like,
So, like, the funny thing is that pole match was supposed to be a one-off. He wasn't even supposed to go past that. He was supposed to get up on me, and like that was supposed to be it. But then it just turned into a huge it just turned into something else, because I told him, I walked up to him, I was like, this was before I even even stepped into like my second or third match. I was like, hey, I want to face you. I think that would really be a good combination. And then he just talked to the booker at the time and just put it together. And then next thing you know, because in my mind the whole time I'm like, okay, like this is a one-off. But then they was like, oh no, we're gonna extend this to we're gonna extend this to November, and then it became to December.
Mm.
You know, as the rivalry like went on more and more, and like especially given the storyline, I was so excited. I was like, oh yeah, promos coming out almost like any chance I get. Um, like just pure dedication, and I also wanted from him like I wanted it to be something special because like East Bay Pro hadn't really got too much like promo work.
Mm.
Not not too many of the wrestlers up there actually threw in promos. So it was like, okay, I've seen like few promos from like the past, but like that was years ago. I was like, oh no, we need to make this something special, and like every time we go at it, the crowd needs to automatically be invested in it, and not just like what we do in the ring or when we talk to each other in the ring, but outside of it, you know. And like yeah, like just that whole match, it just got progressively like me wanting him to get dirtier because he was such a baby face. People just love him, and I just really wanted to break down their hero and show them that he has a dark side and he needs to go to that dark side if he wants that trophy back.
That's
and so,
right.
Yeah, so that steel cage match, it got dirty.
Yeah, y'all came out with the whooping sticks, man. You rolled right up into the cage with the whooping sticks. I'm like, man, y'all were playing games.
It was like a last minute thing. I was like, hey, do we got kendo sticks? And I was like, yeah, just bring those out with you. Let's make something happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that match is back on now, man. Yeah, it was a good match, man. I don't mind watching it again, man. It's pretty good, man. Y'all were tearing it up, man.
Thank you,
So,
brother.
man, when's your next show, man? Is it this weekend? I think it was in April or something, April 3rd. You have another show coming up?
So yes, I will be going. Me and Midas, it's on site. Will be going against the shit. I'm blanking out. The Daredevils,
Mm.
and so have that match coming up. I'm also arriving at Knox Pro on Tuesday. Not sure what's going to go down there yet, but I will be arriving down there too in LA on Tuesday. Then the following weekend hit Fist Combat, and after that, Ugwa, yes, Ugwa in San Jose.
Okay.
And so like keeping it fair because I'm also like trying to be mindful of like what I got going on in my personal life and trying to make a transition while also trying to make space for bookings that's not too far out because I need to focus on things for just this month, like just in my personal life. And I'm like, okay, so there's some things that I gotta take out because I was supposed to go to a show in Kansas, but unfortunately, I just came to the decision where I'm like, it won't be a wise trip for me to take right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the farthest you travel? Has it just been around there in Cali and stuff? Pretty much on the East Coast.
Went over to Philadelphia to forever.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. GCW's Fight Forever. Went over there to just go help out and like just see the rest of my homies. Like it's a huge group, the conglomerate.
Uh-oh. Did we freeze up? Did we freeze up for a second?
Yeah.
Real juicy. All right, there we go.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a huge group totally on just not all of us went out there, but like a good portion of us went out there and like just we went to go show face and also had some performances. Also Alpha Zoe. And yeah, like that was the furthest I have traveled as far as wrestling goes. Was out to Philadelphia, and I got stuck in Philadelphia because I missed my plane. Yeah, I woke up. We all came back hella late, and then next thing you know, woke up and like we all had close flights, but the car was in my name, the rental was in my name, so I needed to drop it off.
Mm-hmm.
And so had to drop off a few of the guys who had an earlier flight. Then those stayed with me, and we both missed our flights. And we had to travel down to Baltimore to catch a flight down there because the next flight, because we was there Sunday, their next flight to Oakland was Thursday. I was like, oh, I can't stay.
Yeah.
I can't stay that long. And so it was like, oh, Baltimore. I was like, all right, let's just do it.
That's right. So what did you think of Philly? Was Philly all right, from when you were there?
Didn't get to explore it too much, but from my time in New York, like I only spent one day out in New York, but one day of like getting to do a lot of New York, you can kind of get a sense of like drivers are rude, lots of traffic. I was like just overall, but the experience of Philadelphia was cool. Like it was like just great to be on the East Coast again because it's not a huge experience that I got to really get in just overall my whole lifetime. So, like a lot of the times I just stayed on the West Coast. Yeah, so I never really flew out there too much. So that was my second time flying out to the East Coast in all 24 years of my life. But yeah, Philadelphia itself, it's a cool place. I haven't got to interact with too many people from Philly, but I did have the Philly cheesesteak, and I must say, I was disappointed.
Oh yeah, don't believe the hype, man. I'm telling you. Like, yo. Who wants whiz on their freaking cheesesteak, man? I don't like that cheese whiz on cheesesteak, man. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
get some real cheese.
Yeah, I was like, get some real steak.
Yeah, there you go. Get something thicker. Yeah, that stuff is paper thin, man, ain't it? Like,
wait, they gave you fake steak? Wow.
It probably was.
Oh, the insult.
Man, it was disrespect. I couldn't believe it. And then I went down to Baltimore. I was like, everything I had in Baltimore, which was the Cracker Barrel, was way better than anything I had.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I live in Delaware, man. So, like, Philly, it's only an hour north of me, man. But, yeah, I got some good Philly stories, man. Like, I remember one time going to a concert, man, with a buddy of mine. We got lost after the concert. And, man, I was like, man, I have to go to the bathroom really, really bad. I'm like, look, just pull over somewhere so I can go. I'm going to hop in the alley, go by a dumpster, right? Man, I go over there, and I'm doing my business by a dumpster. These two dudes come around the corner like, hey, man, what's going on? We got that crack. We got that heroin. I was like, I'm all stocked up. I'm good. I was like, let's roll. Come on, let's go. No, I ain't trying to deal with that, man. Like, nope, let's roll. This be like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man. We got to go.
West Philadelphia, born and raised.
That's right, man. Another time I got lost in Philly, man. We were over there like where Beanie Siegel grew up, man. There's people riding down. There's a car on fire on the street, and people riding dirt bikes down the middle of the road doing wheelies. Like, lock the doors. Nah, man, we got to go, man. We got to come on.
Hey, man. Big Philly energy. I wish I actually seen that to see the dirt bikes and wheelies and four-wheelers. Like that's a lot of the energy that's out in Oakland, too. It's just four-wheelers and dirt bikes, especially on the weekends. You travel down to East Oakland, it's lit over there, just all the time. It's always something going down in East Oakland.
Nice.
You never count it out. It's never boring over there.
Nice. That's what's up.
And because I'm not an exciting person, I don't like to go over there that much.
I just know about Oakland from my boy Too Short. You know what I mean? Hey. Straight from Oakland, CA. Ain't no other way. You know what I mean? Like, short dog.
Yeah, that's the guy right there.
That's right. So I gotta ask, man. Like you were talking earlier, man, about your cartoons and stuff, man. Like, what were your cartoons you used to like, man? Back in the day when you're talking about that.
Shoot, like big fan of the like 90s, early 2000s Cartoon Network era. So Kurt, Calorie Dog, Dexter Laboratory, things that was on Boomerang, like the Flintstones. I wasn't a fan of the Jetsons, but Ed and Eddie, I could just go on and on. I even like when I subscribed to HBO Max and I was able to see that they had their own Cartoon Network section. I popped. I was like, oh, well, it's time to binge.
That's right.
And like the old school Teen Titans, I was like, yes, that's something I really want to catch up with. And I actually got to finish season 5 of Samurai Jack.
Oh, okay.
I never like seen that when it initially came out, and I was like, okay, like this is the time. Let me just knock this out. In season 5, I give it a round of applause. You know,
that's right.
They ended his story the great way. It was like just what he deserved.
That's right. Yeah, I haven't seen season 5 yet. Man, I can't. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I'd have to start back over and catch it. But I remember I liked Samurai Jack, man, when I watched it back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to like Space Goes Coast to Coast, man. I remember I seen that too, man. I was like, really? They got that on here? All right, I'm gonna check this out. Yeah, that dude was wild. It did get me to catch up on Rick and Morty too, man. I like that show, so I caught up on that. Old Pickle Rick. Oh man. So I gotta say,
caught up on that too.
That's right. So man, I was gonna say something about your promos, man. But you said something earlier, man. Your promos are awesome, man. It's like the acting, come into, because I've seen some of them on like, Instagram and all that, man. I'm like, yo, yeah, man, you can battle some people on there, man. They ain't gonna, they can't hold a mic with you, man, or anything, man. Like, yo, you were good, man. So do you like, did the acting come into that or whatever, or where's that come from, man?
Yeah, it's a lot of the acting, just being able to feel your emotions. Mm-hmm. And like that's one thing that I actually want to explore more within like the next promos that I actually do is just like range more between not just always being so militant and so dark, but also like just being able to get a sense of like vulnerability, because like the character itself is supposed to be multi-layered. So like just being able to get those feelings across and get those people actually invested, because everyone wants to be tough. Like every wrestler promo wants to be tough. And so it's like, what else can I add that is not necessarily just always being tough? And like just acting has definitely, the experience of just being on stage and being in front of like cameras, it definitely helped a lot, like especially with facial expressions, and just being in tune with your breath, because a lot of your emotions is with your breath. And like if you ever notice, like when you're angry, how that tone shift in your chest and your nostrils, how things flare up. Like just being able to get that sense of presence, and also not even just the breath, but like you kind of got to really believe your state of mind. Like I don't get fully like wrapped into it in my own life, but like in that moment it's like, okay, what is it and why does this piss me off? It's either why does this piss me off, or what intention do I want to give to my opponent or to the audience? What do I want them to know, and what emotions come along with that?
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because like you said, you come out there with the promo skills, man. I'm like, yo, yo, man, you would eat anybody up, man. They can't compare it, like, yo.
Man, I hope so, man.
I don't know, that's how I feel, man. I was watching, I was like, woo, man. You were getting me hype and stuff, man. You make me like, man, I don't even want to take no bums, man. I was like, man, I could go out there and wrestle.
Man, one guy that I really would like to get into a promo battle with, again, Gino.
No, nice. Yeah.
Gino, he's got a mouth on him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty cool, man. Yeah, he's good, man.
Yeah, I see a lot of the promos, and then like the people that go against him in a promo battle, I'm like, man, have they ever thought of this? Like, because like overall, you have to also think about what has any other opponent has said to you, or what they even say about you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's so many things to address Gino that is not just like playing off of his name, the Puerto Rican, the Puerto Rican Pitbull.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to explore more of the psychology of where he's coming from, and that's where the character Serza also like really shines in, is like being able to look at your psychology and wanting to break that down. And no one so far other than Cliff Hendricks has challenged me to a promo battle. I'm out here, you know.
That's right. That's
so
right.
I'm ready to go.
That's right. That's right. So I do gotta ask, man, before I pass it on back to Remy, man, I gotta ask, man, you got any funny backstage road stories you can share with us? I mean, you can protect the name, change the name, protect the innocent if you need to. I mean, has anybody fell for the banana in the tailpipe or something, you know?
Shoot. Road stories. I mean, like the biggest one so far for me was the Philadelphia, and like it was so chaotic for like just being able to get in the middle of the night, being like, all right, we set 8 alarms, and we missed all 8 of those alarms. It's like waking up, and the crazy thing is, someone was awake, and one of the guys that was awake, I will not say his name, without bother, and he was part of our group too, like the group that had to leave at a specific time. He did not bother to wake us up. I was like, I'm like, I seen a message from him earlier. Well, like when we woke up, and like it was like an hour ago. And I'm like, you messaged me, but you didn't knock on our hotel door.
Yeah.
We were like, you gotta leave too.
Man, that's messed up. Man.
But like, like just the chaos of like having to get the guys there who needed to be there like 30 minutes before us, to drop off the car at the rental place, and then just having to try to race back to the airport. And the whole time I was trying to check in the day before, and the website itself was experiencing some malfunctions, and it would not let me check in. So when I got to the airport, I tried to check in. It was too late for me to check in. And so Zoe waited for me to actually check in so we can actually catch the flight together. And he ended up missing his plane as a result of waiting for me. I told him to just go.
Yeah.
Then as soon as he got there, he told me that the plane just took off. I was like, damn, bro.
Man. Man.
So when we drove down to Baltimore, little did we know it was going to be a blizzard. And I never, this was my second time seeing snow.
Oh, okay.
So, and I never drove in snow before.
Oof.
So it was a very interesting experience. Because as soon as I went to the car rental place, he was like, it's going to be a blizzard, because I asked him like if I was able to drop off the rental at a different station. He's like, yeah. And he was like, where? I was like, oh, Baltimore. He's like, it's going to be blizzard. It's going to be a snowstorm. I'm like, nah, don't tell me this. And then the blizzard came while I was driving. Matter of fact, not even while I was driving. Like, soon as we went back to the hotel to meet the other guys who were still there, and then like me and Zoe just stepped out, and then the snow started coming down. I was like, we need to go. We need to move now.
That's right.
And it took us it was supposed to be 2 hours, but I started doing granny speed just to make sure I don't hydroplane, because I never drove in snow before. So, and Zoe was completely knocked out.
Yeah.
So it's just me being hella tired, hella anxious. I'm like, and he's just knocked out in the passenger seat. I'm just trying to keep my eyes open. And I'm like, Man, this damn trip. Really, man, just get me back to California, bro.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, that's the most exciting thing so far, as like my journeys go. Like because I haven't got to travel too much in 2020, but I'm trying to make that change in 2021.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, man, I want to say before I pass it back to Remy, thank you for taking time out of your day to come on chat with us, man. It was awesome to talk with you, man. Get to talk from DC, wrestling, and all that good stuff, man. I definitely had a blast. Hopefully, we have you back on in the future for part 2 and stuff, man.
Oh, most def. Hey, thank you for having me too.
Oh, yeah, no problem, man. Remy, it's all you, man.
Hey.
Hey, sir, as I gotta say, man, I really and truly thank you for actually, giving us this opportunity to have you on our show, so you can tell your story. You know, it really and truly means a lot to us, and we wish nothing but the best for you. Onward. And we hope you definitely get that contract to AEW or WWE, and so we can be like, yep, another one. We had him on our show, shooting the breeze. Now he's in AEW or WWE, kicking ass and taking names. So definitely, thank you for this opportunity. Before we let you go, where can fans find you on social media if they want to find out about your next appearance, or if they want to purchase merchandise? And where can promoters and bookers find you if they want to have you on their show?
So Instagram, I need to work more on my Twitter. I can't lie, but my Instagram is Serza Wrestling. That's Serza Wrestling. You're a wrestling fan, you should know how to spell wrestling. Not wrestling, but wrestling. The Twitter is official_Serza. And yeah, that's the only 2 social media platforms that you can find me at. And for bookings, you can hit me on my Instagram. You can hit me, DM me, or also Twitter too. And also, I have a link for my email in my Instagram, and you can message me there too for booking. And merchandise, Brainbuster Tees, just type in Serza. And I got some heat, in the merchandise store, the Revolution with Attitude, just to play on NWA, West Coast represented. And just, yeah, like the elephant logos. I also have a story behind that too. But maybe for part 2, if we out of time, not sure.
I mean, you could explain it right now. I mean, it's not that. I mean, we're not really out of time. I mean.
Okay. But so the logo, my primary logo, which is elephant, is kind of like a tribal elephant, and not my whole life, but like. As a teenager, I took a liking to elephants because of their memory. Okay. And then there's so much more representation to, like, as far as when it comes to why I chose the logo of an elephant, because when you think of the mascot of the Oakland A's, elephant, Africa, elephants, Africa, the memory itself. And it's just like the combination of these things, and especially the memory aspect, because Serza's whole thing is to remember where you came from, remember your pain, because that's where like you are really going to shine the most. And like he is in a very dark space in his life, and that's all he chooses to remember is to focus on the pain, but that pain is what's going to lead him to success. Those experiences are going to lead him to success. And so that's why I went with the elephant logo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a pretty deep meaning.
Well, yeah. And also even rock a elephant necklace right now, as you can see.
That's right.
Nice. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so, just got to keep it on me. Always got to keep it on me. Just always got to remember, as far as my own life, not only to remember the pain, but remember just the lessons and also great times too, and how to build upon those. And that's just important,
Awesome. So y'all definitely go ahead and follow this man. He has a lot of great merch out there. Definitely, cop the merchandise, cop the elephant tribal tattoo. It's really neat. Cop the RWA. When y'all do this, he's gonna make more, and you never know. You might even get some more fresh stuff. So definitely check out his stuff, and as well too. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I've seen it myself too. It's really fresh. So y'all check it out as well. Um, Once again, Serza, thank you very much for being on our show. Tell your friend or cousin tell Darnell, don't go too far. We'll be looking to have him on here real soon. Matter of fact, tell him hit us up. Be like, hey yo, my name is Darnell. And we'll be like, we've been expecting you. Let's make this thing happen. Let's make this thing happen, Captain.
That's right.
But and tell Paul we coming for him too. Don't go too far. We want to know about that managerial thing he be on. We want to find out. We talk to managers too, man. We not just wrestlers. We talk to managers and referees and all too. So just tell them don't go too far.
Yeah, Paulie Galvon, you're gonna be having a 5-hour conversation with him.
Hey, we had it with Mustafa Said. We just had Princess Victoria on here from WWE.
Julius Smokes. The Julius Smokes episode went off the rails, though. That one, man, forever,
don't get me started with that.
Woo! That was awesome.
That was, oh, man. Julius Smokes, man. Yeah. But yeah, Richard, it's about that time. We're about to go and shut it down real quick. With that being said, Rob, where can fellow fans find you on social media? If they want to, be on the show, shoot the breeze about wrestling, or purchase merchandise for our Teespring store, where you at on social media?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Rob_Base82, and I'm on Facebook, Rob Base.
Awesome. If y'all want to talk to me, not that I have anything interesting to say, but maybe you might get lucky, you can find me on Twitter at TheRemyBlue. You can find our podcast on Twitter at Ringside Society. You can also find us on Instagram at Ringside Society. We also have a Facebook group, which is where this broadcast, this episode is actually being broadcast live. So definitely join our Facebook group. We got a lot of cool things and people in there, but be respectful, of course. We also have a Teespring store. We have a lot of new, not a lot of new, but we have a couple of good designs over there. We got our Ringside Society logo. We have our Valentine's themed logo. We have our St. Patrick's themed logo. We're gonna have a risque adult one for y'all, so don't be buying that shirt and give it to your kids. But it's gonna be a little bit of attitude era stuff, and we got more designs coming through. Like I always said, our imaginations are running wild, like Hulkamania in the '80s when it comes to these shirts. So y'all gonna see some stuff real soon. Just keep your eyes peeled. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in this evening. We really truly do appreciate it. We'll be back this Sunday, actually, with another exciting guest. What's her name? Elisa. It's I think it's Eliza Waters. I might be wrong, but she's from the Honor Society. For those of y'all that have been watching us, we've had Sir Samurai and Scoot Robertson on, so we'll be having Eliza on next. Eliza, I apologize. I forgot what your last name is. By the time the episode comes around, I will remember it. Please don't beat me up.
Eliza Hammers.
Eliza Hammers. Thank you. Yes, we'll be having Eliza Hammers on here. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. It's going to be 8:00 p.m. But we'll let y'all know in the Instagram post. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that listened to us live tonight. We really truly do appreciate it. Those of y'all that are going to listen later on via our YouTube channel, which is what you're seeing right now, or our Facebook group broadcast, thank you in advance. And for those of you that hate us, can't stand us, and really and truly wish we would just go away, well, hey, I'm sorry you feel that way, man, but hey, it is what it is. We're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
We definitely ain't going to stop. With that being said, we just want to let everybody here. We at Ringside Society, we know everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast, but guess what? We're not your grandparents' podcast, and we're not your parents' podcast. Matter of fact, we're not any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob, no cap, man. One time for the man, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for the self-revolutionary Serza, and the wrestling fan base over there in NorCal. What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast. And with that being said, we'll see y'all next Sunday. But until then, be safe, be healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Rob.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.
Good night.
Peace.